Hey, what's up, cats and kittens, and shout out to all my Cerebralites. It is me, the Cerebral Diva, and I'm back with another episode of RealiTEA, and that's TEA because I give it to you scalding hot. So grab your cups, grab your saucers, gather around, and let's all partake in this libation of RealiTEA. But before you go another further, do yourself a favor, and while you're at it, please do me a solid. Take a second, hit that subscribe button, and once you've done that, take another second to hit that tiny little bell so you can turn on your notifications, and that way you'll be kept in the loop. Okay, so I want to talk really briefly just about this whole Cynthia and Will thing that's unfolding on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, yesterday I made a video and I was basically talking about Cynthia's relationship with Will and how she should probably run for the hills. And I still stand by that. But I was thinking about it yesterday and thinking to myself, do I think she should run for the hills? Yes. And I'll tell you why. I'm a firm believer in a leopard doesn't change his spots. And to me, just as I said yesterday, Will is a great pretender. Will knows all, he's the talented Mr. Ripley. He knows all the right things to say and do to get what he wants from a woman, from a certain type of woman. Now, Cynthia is a woman of a certain cachet. You know, she has an esteemed modeling career. She's on a hit television show. She has a product line. She has a lot of great things going for herself. She is an independent and a self-made woman. So that's going to attract a lot of guys, and it's also going to intimidate a lot of guys. And when you are a woman of Cynthia Bailey's caliber, it's going to limit your dating pool. And so, when it comes to this guy, Will, I just don't think that he's a stand-up guy. I don't think that he has the best intentions. Now, on the flip side of that, maybe Will is a guy who really genuinely likes Cynthia and is genuinely interested in her, but just doesn't know how. He's afraid to show his true self because he feels if she sees beyond the facade, she won't like what she sees. So he has to be what he believes that she wants. And it's not that he's trying to deceive her, but that he's genuinely interested in her, but he's insecure in himself. And so for that reason, he's showing her who he believes she wants as opposed to who he actually is. And that's why he's sort of hiding these different parts of himself, because like most of us, he's flawed. And I don't necessarily expect for a man to be perfect. I don't expect for a man to come without baggage. But the one thing that really turns me off about him is the lying and the deception. You know, if I give you an opportunity, if I sit in your face and say, hey, do you want to see other people? And give you every opportunity to come clean, and you tell me a bold-faced lie. If I ask you, have you been seeing other people? And you tell me you haven't. That is a bold-faced lie, and to me that comes down to a question of character, because at this point you have absolutely no reason to lie, because I'm giving you every opportunity. Not only am I giving you every opportunity, I'm standing firm in my own truth and saying, look, this is what I'm doing. So I'm not pretending to be any better than you or expecting any more from you than I'm willing to give. I'm seeing other people, and I'm okay with it if you are, but let's just be honest and have that conversation. So if I'm giving you an opportunity to have this conversation with me, and rather than stand up and be honest about what's been happening or the past, you sit in my face and tell me a lie. He lied multiple times during that episode. And in the montage that they showed, you got to see sort of the history of those lies in a very condensed timeline. I just don't think that he's a good dude. And that's really, I really stand firm on that position. And I think that Cynthia would have been smart to sort of follow the Kenya Moore. People judge Kenya Moore. People are laughing and pointing her finger. Oh, her man is fake. Oh, her man is not real. She's making up a marriage. The bottom line is the woman is married. She has a husband. And so it's like the same people who still believe that Janet has a secret baby in the basement somewhere. Some people are always going to want to believe the worst in people. And unfortunately, Kenya Moore is one of those people that people are always going to want to believe the worst. But what I think Cynthia could have done, she should have followed Kenya Moore's outline for how to date on a reality television show. Because what Kenya did did. She said, "Oh, not in Atlanta. Nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go all the way to New York, and I'm going to find someone that none of you girls know, and that's who I'm going to date." And so, because they don't know him, everyone is clamoring for information about this man. Now, they're not clamoring for information about him. They're clamoring for information so they can do the same thing to Kenya that they're doing to Cynthia. People don't want to know your information because they care about your health and well being. They want to know your information because they want to be able to tear down the relationship that you have and say it's not as good as she wants us to believe. So King is not giving them access. She's revoking access to that. And so they're trying to use reverse psychology on her and say, well, you're not married. So she feels compelled to prove that she's married. And once she proves that she's married, then people are going to start trying to pick her husband apart. Oh, I don't think he's that handsome. Oh, I heard he was gay. Oh, I heard he's using her for her money. And so they're going to try to find all of these different things to start trying to pick this man apart. But Kenya is not giving them the opportunity to do that. Where, on the other hand, Cynthia has. And if Kenya would have brought her man on this TV show immediately and given these women access to this man, they would have been vultures. They would have immediately started attacking his character, trying to prey on him. And I think that Cynthia and Will, were it not for this show, may have had a chance, because maybe Will does have, my grandmother used to always tell me, even the biggest liar tells the truth sometimes. And maybe Will is not, maybe he's not a complete and total grifter in the sense that he's just out to bring malignancy into to Cynthia's life. Maybe there are some redeeming qualities that he can offer, but because she's on a reality television show and because this man has been being exposed on a national platform, she has to make the decision whether or not she wants to be a strong woman and appeal to her base and say, look, I'm not going to allow this man to manipulate me and make a fool of me on a national platform, so he has to go. Or she has to decide whether or not she wants to eat humble pie and say, I don't give a damn what anyone thinks. I like him. I'm going to stand by him and let the chips fall where they may. And ultimately, I think that she should just move on from him. But it's not my life. It's not my choice. It's totally up to her. But I think that if she were smart, she would have waited, gotten to know this man in a real way without the cameras, without having people come back saying, oh, I heard this about him. Oh, I heard that about him. Because that just brings toxicity into your relationship. We saw what it almost did to Candy and Todd. Fortunately, Candy just didn't give a damn. They withstood and together. They seemed happy together. I'm not sure if that'll be the outcome for Cynthia and Will, but I think that if she were smart, she would have learned from Kenya. She would have learned from Candy to not bring your man into this viper pit and allow your relationship to be tested by the reality television realm. And I just wanted to say that, it's so interesting to me that even like Sheree's dating a man in prison, which is a whole other level. Like, I'll say that for Cynthia. When it between dating a man in prison and dating the man who potentially may have dated another woman, I'll take Will any day over the man that Sheree is dating. Not that I'm judging men who are in prison or men who are doing a hard time, but I'm just not the one who's going to wait for a man. I mean, it'd be different if we were married and we had a relationship and, he went to jail. Okay, I can be a little Tammy Wynette and stand by my man. But it depends on the amount of time. At the end of the day, life must go on. And I'm sorry, I come from the school of, if you go to jail, you go to hell. So when I'm in a relationship, if you're not doing the right thing, or if a situation arises where you have to do something where it's about protecting your family and protecting your loved ones, yeah. So I guess ultimately, if I stand by a man who went to jail, it depends on the nature of the crime, and it depends on the relationship that we had that preceded him going to jail. I just think a woman like Sheree dating a man who's in prison, not only dating a man in prison, but dating a man who's apparently had some sort of interaction with Nene and is on TV talking about Nene doesn't want me to air out her business. Like, if he and Nene had a relationship and he's telling Sheree that Nene was pursuing him, I'm sorry, that's one side of the story. I'm sure Nene's story would be completely different. And somewhere in between Nene's story and this Tyrone person's story lies the truth. But Sheree is so gung-ho about being in love that she's taking his word. And I think she's going to be ultimately the one left with egg on her face, because She looks so stupid. Why would you be on national TV dating a man? And not, like I said, let me preface this by saying I'm not judging people who are behind bars, but the guys telling her on the phone, "Oh, I stopped talking to you because I didn't want the feds looking for you." No, you didn't. You didn't stop talking to her because you didn't want the feds looking for her. You didn't stop talking to her because you knew the feds had contact with her or knew about her, and that contacting her was a potential risk for you. It wasn't about saving her. It was about mitigating the opportunity for the feds to track you down, i.e., Sheree was one of the known contacts. So if you were in contact with her, it would have made you susceptible to arrest. You weren't protecting her because it's. I just think Sheree is really, she's lost her mind this season. So anyhow, you guys, I'm gonna get off. I'll get off of here and get off of this soapbox that I've been on. I just think that Cynthia needs to move on. I think that Kenya is really smart and has really set sort of the standard of how you date or introduce a new relationship to reality television. I hope that Kenya is smart enough ultimately to just walk away and use the opportunities that she's created on Bravo to live a happy life. And maybe Cynthia will take a cue from that, because at some point you have to decide whether you want to be a reality television starlet or whether you want to be happy in the real reality that we all live each and every day. And that concludes this episode. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and please share if you feel so inclined. Remember to follow me across all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Also remember, it is better to be pissed off than it is to be pissed on. And it's always, in closing, people, remember to live better, love harder, and think smarter. It is me, the Cerebral Diva. I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day. And as always, thank you for listening.